Nid holl mohono. Bwlch mae'n debyg, neu farchau rhwng y darnau chwal. Ac mae'r darnau chwal yn lleng. Mi o'n i hynny o brofiad, o ble gyda'n felly y dwy finnau.
I'm Nikki Cass. I came to Swansea about 30 years ago to study glass. In fact, I came to make a commission, first of all, for a wall, 2 walls of coloured glass for a house in Surrey. And I came and worked with some established artists in Swansea. And then after that, I went to college and studied glass. And since then, I've been making glass to commission, showing work in galleries until recently in London and in Wales. And really just working with my passion, making glass, using colour, texture, light, and bringing it all together. And that's where I am, really. The work often starts with playing, or it always starts with playing, I think. I might have been out in the landscape, I might have been travelling, or read a poem, and then I come in and I just start to play. So it's building up colours and textures together, and just making little happenings, really, and the continuum of the piece starts to build in its own form, in its own way, really. I think a lot of it is just being in the space, picking up things from the baskets, all the different forms and shapes, and placing them and thinking, sensing the spaces between, the build-up, the tensions, the colours, the textures, and getting it to a place where it's good enough. This would normally have clear glass underneath it, just like a paper collage, and then everything is laid on top. But this is the very beginning, really, of just getting a sense between this, what's happening in here, which is almost edible. It's like a meal almost. It's got all sorts of things happening, and then from the rich to a kind of cooler areas, and then coming back through again, and building up that sense of the greens and the richness of the land, and also thinking about poetry. I recently did a commission for 4 small pieces that related to the work of David Rowlands, and his poetry is quite extraordinary, really, and I found that to be very, very inspirational. And sometimes I start with just a thought and a memory. It could be the weight of history, it could be present, it could be hopes for the future, and basically it's about a form. Occasionally I'll make a sketch. This piece, which is called The Bridge and is about bridging the past, present and future, the weight of history, the present, trying to make some sense of life and moving forward. And it will kind of have a shape of a flow of a bridge, not any bridge you could stand on, but a kind of, the bridge from inside oneself, I suppose, that passion, being alive, and again this piece is the same. This is sort of about the past, and this is being human, and the passion of being alive, and the fire inside. And I use a lot of reds and oranges, and I think that's possibly what that's about. It's not always easy to know what the work is about, because it kind of takes me. I'm in it when I'm making it, and when it comes out of the kiln through the fire, it's become something else. John Cage said making is about becoming fluent with the life we're living, and that's really what the work is about. It's about becoming fluent with our lives. Expression of being human, the fire within, expression of the potency of self. Bringing the work brings that into being, I think. Poet David Rowlands talks about learning to swim between the islands of the mind, and I think that's exactly what I'm doing here, and moving from the different parts of myself, and trying to have an understanding of those and of the world. And that's why I think the spaces between in the work are important. What's enough, what's too much, and the relationships between pieces are analogies for the relationships between people, people in my life, people in the world, human rights, the things I care about. The inspirations for me have always been being in nature, the Welsh landscape particularly, poetry, people, and my history. And travel has also been a major part of new work. I travelled to China, to Xi'an, and saw the terracotta warriors. And that was an extraordinary experience, standing between those thousands of warriors, human endeavour, and again the weight of history, the people that made those warriors. Visiting Mynydd Paris in Anglesey and doing painting there for a week, and the colours, the ochres, the rich metals in the soil, and once again the sense of history that people that worked there and died there working in those copper mines. You can sense that and feel that when you're painting, and when those works come back into the studio and I work from them and create from them. That's again part of the work.
The scattered parts are legion. I know that from experience, for I am one who is just so. Difficult to understand the self. It is not a continent where the land is all of a piece, more like an archipelago, a group of islands where the land seems to be unconnected. But there is a connection, the sea that ebbs and flows between the island's beaches and rocks, in the sun and under the moon, in a whirlwind and in the currents. To know the sea is to make the self whole, and to swim gloriously in it from one island to the next. Not only life is a journey, the self too is a voyage. Knowing that is important as learning to swim between the islands of your mind. It is swimming that keeps you from drowning, swimming and knowing the sea. My name is Iros Rowlands. I'm the son of the poet David Rowlands. This poem Archipelago he wrote to me on my 21st birthday.